Okay, today we're going to be looking at a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck. This is a standard deck. This is a list I've been working on for a couple seasons, and I've been tweaking it. I've been experimenting a lot with the Aetherdrift cards that just came out, and this is sort of the list that I've landed on that I feel like has a pretty good win rate and has a pretty decent matchup against most opponents. So the idea behind the deck is that we use Simulacrum Synthesizer. It's a 3-mana artifact, comes into play. You scry 2. That's a lot. Scrying 2 is a lot. And then if you play another artifact with 3 mana or greater, it just comes in. Don't have to cast it, although that's not super relevant. Then you make a construct. So you make a 0/0 construct that gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. So that's the main gimmick of the deck, is we're trying to get these into play, make a bunch of constructs, and hit our opponent in the face and do a ton of damage. As it turns out, this is actually pretty good. If you can get this off, it's really strong. If this sticks on the board, it's very, very difficult for your opponent to deal with these giant creatures. There's a lot of spot removal in the format, and the spot removal is not big enough to usually hit these, or it's just not very good because you're basically 2-for-1ing your opponent here. You're getting something that they have to deal with on the board, and the Simulacrum Synthesizer sticks around. So not only do they have to deal with your big creature, they have to figure out a way to deal with this. So that's the main gimmick or premise behind the deck. We get there in a number of different ways. So for the big stuff, we have Unidentified Hovership. This is a fantastic card from Duskmourn, and it's a 3-mana vehicle. It comes in and it exiles a creature with 5 toughness or less, period. End of story. It's exiled. No O-ring, nothing like that. They're not getting this thing back. It's gone. And then if it leaves, the owner manifests as dread. Now, I'll just tell you this right now. That second piece of text is irrelevant. I have never had that piece of text actually matter in a game of Magic. It is almost always irrelevant. Now, sometimes they do get rid of this thing and they get to manifest dread, but a 2/2 is pretty easy for us to manage. It's a generic 2/2. Sometimes they get a creature under it and they flip it, but if they invested the removal into this thing to nab the Unidentified Hovership just to get it off the board, you've essentially already 2-for-1'd them. So it's still a great card, and on top of that, it is a 2/2 flyer. Like, that's not something to be slept on. It's nice when they're completely tapped out. You just played a couple creatures, you're tapping them, you're going in sideways, and you're hitting them with the Hovership. So the Hovership is very, very strong. It's a very flexible piece of removal, and it hits basically everything in the format. It comes down early enough that it's actually good against your aggressive opponents. So Hovership is a fantastic addition, and of course, most importantly, it triggers your Synthesizer, which is the main reason that we have it in the deck, is that it's triggering Synthesizer. Next, we have Perilous Snare. This is a new card. I do not like this card as much as Hovership. I have played with it a lot. I've experimented with this card a lot. As it turns out, Hovership 99% of the time is better. The standard is mostly a creature-based format, and we have better versions of removal that are not artifacts that permanently get rid of, artifacts or enchantments or whatever non-land permanents your opponent has going on. So just to O-ring your opponent's stuff, it's not great. So this card, while it might seem great on paper for the Synthesizer deck, after playing with it, it's actually not nearly as good as just running targeted spot removal. Notably, however, the key difference is that it does trigger Synthesizer. So that is the only reason it's included in the deck here, is that it triggers our Synthesizer. We remove one of their things. We get a construct, and it's flexible. That's the nice part about this card. The Hovership is narrow. This is flexible. It can hit pretty much anything. So Perilous Snare, It's not amazing, but it triggers Synthesizer. So we're putting it in the deck. We're running Thousand Moon Smithy. So this is like our backup plan. And that's why this deck actually is effective. Is Thousand Moon Smithy is a 4-mana legendary artifact. It comes into play. You make a gnome. It's a gnome soldier. It has power and toughness equal to the number of artifacts and or creatures you control. So it's very similar to a Construct, but notably, it also gets pumped based on how many creatures you have as well as artifacts. So the gnome soldier is objectively better than a Construct. And if on your first main phase, so you get to draw before you make this decision, you can tap 5 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. And if you do, you can flip this onto the backside. It turns into a legendary land. It's called Barracks of the Thousand. And whenever you cast an artifact or creature spell using the mana produced by Barrack of the Thousand, you make a gnome. So you make one of these gnome soldiers. This card is actually fucking cracked. Notably, what's cracked about this card is it comes in and you put 2 really good artifacts into play. You don't just put 1 artifact into play. You put 2 very, very strong artifacts into play. The Barracks is very good, and the gnome is very good. Now, obviously, Thousand Moon Smithy, when it's sitting in play, it's not doing anything, but it does trigger your Synthesizer. That's really important. So Thousand Moon Smithy is a great late game and enabler for all of our other stuff. And what's nice about Thousand Moon Smithy, it does not have the 3 CMC restriction when you flip it to the backside. You just cast any artifact, you cast any creature, and then Thousand Moon Smithy will trigger and you'll get more gnomes. And it's a very, very powerful effect. Next, the only new addition outside of Perilous Snare is Memory Guardian from Aetherdrift. So Memory Guardian was a fantastic addition. It has affinity for artifacts. It costs 5 normally. It's a 5 mana blue robot artificer, 3/4 flyer. But oftentimes this casts for 3, for 2, for 1 mana, and it does still trigger your Synthesizer if you reduce the cost of the spell, because Synthesizer doesn't care about mana cost on the stack, cares about mana value as the creature or the artifact enters the battlefield. This is a 5 mana value artifact creature. It triggers your Synthesizers. Huge. It's a massive addition to the deck. It's also a great blocker. It has 4 toughness. That's really important in standard right now because there's so much removal that deals exactly 3 damage. Or gives your creature -3, -3, or whatever. So this gets around a ton of stuff. And it's also a flyer. You can hit your opponent in the face. It's a clock. So that's really important, is that you now have a different axis in which you can end the game rather than just kind of relying on these big constructs that you have. And last, but definitely not least, we have Steel Seraph. This is a fantastic card from Brothers War. And basically, it prototypes for 3, so you can cast it for 3. And on the beginning of combat on your turn, you can give a creature flying, lifelink, or vigilance. It's huge. If you cast it for 6, you get a 5/4. I pretty much never do that. Sometimes I do it if I have a ton of excess mana, but 99% of the time I cast it for 3. I get a 3/3 flyer. It triggers Synthesizer, and then now I can give my big constructs lifelink, flying. Sometimes vigilance is relevant. Not really, but usually lifelink or flying. And that's really good. As it turns out, getting a big life linker and just gaining all of your life back, that's massive. So this is one of the key ways that we get life back. Life gain is kind of important in standard right now. And we have a bunch of little things to keep us in the game, which is really important for a deck like this. We are basically playing a control deck and just trying to stall the game until we get our Synthesizers going. So I'm running Unstable Glyphbridge. This is a great board wipe. It triggers Synthesizer. That's huge. But it also has Craft for Artifact on the backside. which will, if you play this early, you play Synthesizer and you flip this, it will trigger Synthesizer when it comes back into play. So that's a really nice like feature of this card, is that not only is it a board wipe, but you can trigger Synthesizer multiple times with this, which is really good. And the backside is a 5/3 flyer that's very annoying. It basically stops your opponent from playing the game normally. They have to make a choice on if they attack you or get rid of this thing. So you kind of like put the game on hold for a little bit while they figure out how to deal with this thing. And if they don't deal with it, you have a 5/3 beater in the air, which is really good. Most of the time they can get rid of it, but if they can't, they're dead. So it's really, really strong. Running Split Up, fantastic card from Duskmourn. I am now a true believer in Split Up. I think this card is absolutely cracked. I think that there's a great case here for just running 4 copies Split Up and doing that. And I might even modify the deck to just run 4 copies of Split Up because it really is that good. 3 mana board wipe. What really else is there to say? It's also potentially one-sided, and honestly, the amount of times that it is one-sided is absurd. Most decks in Standard right now are going sideways. There's not a ton of vigilance, so it's not like they're going to have like untapped creatures and you're going to have to like wipe your own side of the board. 99% of the time, this cleans up the board. It is really, really strong. And even if it doesn't hit all of their creatures, you don't really care. You just want to get rid of most of them. Comes down on turn 3. It really saves your ass in these aggressive matchups. So I love Split Up. Fantastic board wipe here. Clay-Fired Bricks. This might be a little weird pick for some people, but it's a 2 mana artifact comes in. I get a Plains, basic Plains card, put it into my hand, and I gain 2 life. And in the late game, I can craft for 7 and make 2 gnomes, and my creatures get +1/+1. I know that doesn't seem like that will happen, but I have had so many games of Standard where I flip this very regularly. I'm flipping this often. And getting 2 blockers or just getting 2 guys to end the game because we are both top decking, me and my opponent. This is a fantastic finisher, and it just sits on the board. They don't interact with it, and then later in the game, I just craft, start crafting all these clay-fired bricks that I have, turning them into these consuming kilns, and all of a sudden, I've got a gigantic board again with like 3/3s and 4/4s, and they're just hitting in and killing my opponent. So even if they get rid of all my stuff, this is like a nice little way to come back in the game in the late game and also just keep me alive early game and keep my land draws consistent. Market Gnome, maybe the most questionable pick, but I do like Market Gnome here. It's just a 1 mana gnome. It's a 0/3, but when it dies, I draw a card and gain a life, so it's really just a blocker. And then sometimes I can craft it later in the game to draw a card, or if it's in the graveyard, I can just craft it and, you know, get value from it that way. But I like just getting an extra card out of the deal, having a blocker early game, because really what we're trying to do is stall. We're just trying to stall. We're not trying to kill our opponent on the first couple turns. So all the other one-drop options that we have are just not amazing. This is much better at actually blocking and stopping our opponent from dealing damage to us. So that's why I've gone with Market Gnome. There are plenty of other options as well, but it kind of just hits a bunch of little notes. Draws a card, gains life, and it's an artifact. It's pretty decent. I'm surprised by the performance of Market Gnome. I actually think it's pretty good. 3 steps ahead. Goes without saying. We can copy our artifacts. That's huge. We can counter spells, loot, get a different answer. And Fountainport Bell. This is a great turn 1 play. Later in the game, you're not stoked to draw this, but you can cycle it. So you can just pay 2 and draw a card and switch it out. So it's not terrible in the late game. Obviously, on turn 1, it's great. It also just helps fix our mana. It's a great thing to just do on the first couple turns. And if we see it on the top of our deck with our synthesizers, we just scry it away. We don't want to draw this. but it is a great way to just make sure that we're consistently getting our land drops. With the combination of this and Clay-Fired Bricks, we pretty much never have mana issues, which is great. And this is a deck that really needs to make those turn 3 plays consistently. We really cannot afford to have anything less than 3 mana on turn 3. So that's the deck. Sideboard plan's pretty straightforward. Just Exorcise, Get Lost for the decks that have enchantments and just, you know, big stuff. I don't really like the instant speed version of this. I don't really care. Just exile their thing and call it a day. Unidentified Hovership, so just a couple extra copies. I usually cut the Perilous Snare for this if they're more of a creature-based deck. Elspeth Smite for the aggro games, and Rest in Peace for the graveyard decks. Let's ride. Let's play some games of Magic the Gathering. How about it? So yeah, we're still tweaking the deck. So I don't think this is the final version of the deck by any means, but I do think that this deck is pretty strong. And it boasts a pretty decent win rate. I'm rocking currently a 65% win rate on the play. So if we're first, we're likely to win. But on the draw, it's significantly worse on the draw. So I would like to try and figure out a way to make the deck a lot more playable on the draw. I think the problem is the format of Standard right now. There's really two main, I would call them classes of decks. There's a large variety of decks in Standard right now. Okay, like there are a ton of different decks that people are playing, but there are two different camps. There's the hyper aggro decks. Okay, these decks come out fast. You can be dead as early as turn 3. That's the kind of format that we're in Standard right now. And the other end are these insane control decks that have the best possible late game. And we lean more on that side of things, right? We are leaning more on the insane late game part. So, yeah, definitely just play Market Gnome here. It looks like he's probably playing mono red. Okay, he's playing Boros. Which means that he probably has like War Leader's Call. Blocking here for sure. Yeah, Lightning Helix, that's fine. I feel like just use that now, right? Drawing a Plains here isn't the best, but it's also fine. I'm just going to play my Clay-Fired Bricks, pull that land out of my deck. So the other thing I like about Clay-Fired Bricks is kind of like drawing a card. It's like 2 mana, ETB, gain 2 life, draw a card. And it's a card that we need, right? But yeah, now we can just play Split Up. So we're pretty happy about that. I think just play Split Up. Tapped creatures. See ya. Say go. We got the Synthesizer, so we're kind of set. Assuming I don't just die here, I think we're probably fine. Alright, so play Synthesizer. Scry 2. 3 steps. Not amazing against this opponent. I would really... guess we could counter a burn spell, which is probably how our opponent's trying to kill us. So I will actually leave that on top. Play Fountainport Bell. Decline the trigger. Yeah, burn is easy-ish matchup for us because we just have a bunch of ways of gaining life. So yeah, I think I just play Thousand Moon Smithy here. Make 2 gigantic guys that are literally impossible for my opponent to deal with. And then I play Steel Seraph and we're good. Yeah. So he can't deal with that. Yep. So Elspeth Smite probably the move here. Definitely get rid of Perilous Snare. Elspeth Smite. I mean, he's playing burn. He is basically just playing burn. So I think 3 steps is fine. Glyphbridge is significantly worse here because he's going to have dinky little guys. I think I probably just run 4 copies Smite. Just deal with the early game aggression and hopefully draw my bricks and my Seraphs and just stay in the game with life. That's the maneuver here. All right. Split up is good. Yeah, I think a little scared to keep this because we're second. So they're going to have 3 very good. I could literally be dead before the time I play split up. I got a mulligan. And mulligan that as well. But this is much better. Keep. Ship this. Probably well, we have split up. So I think, unfortunately, we'll just have to ship the hover ship. And hopefully draw something good. Okay. That's fine. We got the Market Gnome. That makes things a lot better. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Yep. Play this. Go get a land. Gain some life. Yeah, we have a lot of life gained in our deck, so very lucky to have that. What does this do? Okay. So he needs an empty hand for that. Well, we have Synthesizer, so let's hope that we get something good off the top. There we go. Steel Seraph. Just gain life. We have Elspeth Smite. So the question is now, do I just play split up and delete Screaming Nemesis? Does Elspeth, so it says whenever this creature is dealt damage, does that count for Elspeth Smite? Gotta Google this. Ah. Okay. Okay, got it. So it doesn't stop that from happening. So I'm just going to split up and kill the Screaming Nemesis. Okay. Because, yeah, I just don't want to deal with that. If he plays a haste creature here, that's also fine. Okay, Boros Charm. We're getting in scary range, so I'm definitely playing this, gaining some life. Yep. Yeah, burn is a good matchup for us. We just have a lot of incidental little ways of gaining life here. So, and that's what matters against burn, plus some bigger ways of gaining life. So now I think I just play Synthesizer. Just play a Synthesizer, and then when we play Steel Seraph, we'll have something to actually attack in. Just using Burst Lightning, not even holding it for the kicker. Okay, that's a good drop. So now we have a big life swing coming up here, and 5 is too much already. Yeah, Burst Lightning, that's fine. Yeah, but he's already done. This is like impossible for my opponent to deal with right here. Play this. Yep. Let's go lifelink. And your test. You're done. You can't do shit. You can't. He just literally cannot deal 15. Yeah. The burn is pretty easy for us. It's one of our better matchups, simply just because we have a lot of little ways of gaining life. And that's kind of the reason that I like Market Gnome, is like, it just stops our opponent from actually being able to meaningfully like kill us in a quick way. It slows the game down a lot. Oh no, I kept this hand. I That's so annoying. Fuck. Oh no, this is terrible. Oh fuck. I didn't okay, thank God I drew a fucking land here, but like, this is terrible. This is like not a keepable hand at all. Oh, thank God. Oh my God. Thank God for fucking Fountainport Bell. Please. Please give me a land. Oh, I needed to crack this now, actually. I need to draw this fucking land. Oh God, that was terrible. What is going on? Oh my God. Thank the Lord for Fountainport Bell. This was the worst keep that I could have kept. Oh my God. Wow. I am lucking out. Okay, so I had to respond to this thing. Okay. Just play Synthesizer, take a fucking beating. I think we set up for sure and just hope that he doesn't have a piece to interact with. I definitely would have mulliganed this hand. I like a land here. Hovership. Not in love with the Hovership, but I do just want to keep drawing lands. It's a shame we're drawing all of our planes, so it makes the clay-fired bricks worse. Probably should have gotten a the island. I have one island in my deck. Probably should have gotten that off the top. Sorry, I had to respond to this thing. Apologize. Should be fine now though. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think I just play Steel Seraph and just get a guy, play this guy. Call it a day. Hope that he can't do anything. I mean, if he has Sunfall here, it's not great. It's also, like, totally fine for us. Because we have Synthesizer. So we're kind of big chilling right now. Sweet. I'm going to hold up 3 steps. Because I don't know what he's going to cast. Sure. I love that. Get lost, my guy. My life linker. Snare. So snare, I already have one. Let's just ship both of them. Okay. I can't even believe I'm doing okay here. That's fine. See, that's fine. I'm totally happy with that because my guy still dies, but like it's not that big of a deal. He used effectively 2 removal spells, and I got rid of a bunch of his flyers there, so pretty happy with that outcome. He's got 2 mana open. So now I'm kind of clear to just go sideways here, right? So we go Hovership. Not a lot he can do about this. Snag. See ya. We go Guardian. Make 2 more guys. Snare. I just assume he has something. See what he's got. Okay. Let's see what he's got. Does he have Sunfall? He must. Bird migration. Well, that doesn't do anything. You are still dead. I have more attackers than he has blockers. I also can just give my guy flying. Yep. This is funny. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Wait. Hold on. Let me kill you harder. Hold on. All right. I mean, that was dumb to go greed mode there. I just like should have waited to see if he was gonna cast, you know, the thing. But yeah, it didn't matter. He had to block across. Like, he just had to stop that from happening. So I was pretty much just killing him there. But that was dumb. That was dumb for me to do that. So, domain. Domain. What do we do? Domain. What do we do against domain? I can't even believe I won that game. I kept a fucking one-lander, but hey, there you go. I'm telling you, drawing lands, pretty good. Drawing Fountainport Bell, that actually was very relevant. I like 3 steps. Snare and Hovership are not awesome here, to be honest. Like, Hovership hits one thing. It literally hits their green Overlord, and that's pretty much it. And if they have the blue Overlord, but it looks like, I mean, they probably have Zur. It hits Zur as well, so I mean that's relevant. But I like Exorcise here. Get Lost is good. Glyphbridge doesn't even hit Zur. So, I mean, I don't know. This is as good as it's going to get against Domain. Zur is tricky. Should probably put more stuff in for Zur. I'm not exactly sure how to deal with Zur right now, but yeah, we'll just start Fountainport Bell. That's cool. I don't know if we really need to put a land on top. Yeah. I'll get the island. It's fine. I don't hate drawing a land here. My Memory Guardians will be cheap, so that's good. So I'll play this, play the Market Gnome, decline, play Market Gnome, and then now I can play both of these on my next turn, so. Just hope that that's enough, I guess. So play Wastes, play this, and then play this. Yeah. And hope that I draw something good. I do have Exorcise, that's not bad, so happy about that. Bang. Let's go to combat. Swing. Sure. Rides End. Is this a good card? I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'll play the Market Gnome. Exorcise literally does nothing. We did play our land for turn, so pretty much doesn't matter. Wondering what He probably just has, God, what's the thing called? Lockdown? That doesn't really fucking do anything, does it? It quite literally does nothing. Why would you play Lockdown? I guess to get my, I don't know, really. I do not know. That did nothing. That's great for me. Okay, go get my planes. You know why I like this deck? It's just like hitting my land drops. Pretty chill. Do I just exercise that? No, I don't care. Just hold up 3 steps. I also have Get Lost. Sure. That's cool. Do I cast anything here? What does he have? He's got 3 mana open. Sure. That's cool. Play land. I'm a little hesitant to do the Anchorage thing because I could counter a spell and loot. So that is an option for us. But we have a little clock on him, so I don't really need to do anything else. I'll just hold up 3 steps. Just keep this going. Yeah. Kind of the beanstalk. Don't want him to draw. The beanstalk is critical to their game plan. It's crucial, really. Sure. Want my lands? Like, literally, I can flip. This is what I was talking about, though. Like, I can flip clay-fired bricks, you know? Do I just flip clay-fired bricks? I flip clay-fired bricks, or I can exercise Leyline. I mean, I would rather just flip the clay-fired bricks, I think. And, I mean, what does he do next turn? So he plays a land. He's got 6. What can you do on 6? Well, Zur needs blue. He doesn't have blue mana, so he needs a blue to do the Zur. He could have a blue mana in hand. He's just holding it. It feels like he's about to play Zur, which would make my clay-fired bricks play significantly worse. So I think I will just exercise this. I think it's worth it because I think he's setting up for Zur. Okay, Hauntwoods. Yeah, we'll just counter that. That's fine. Counter and loot. Synthesizer. He's tapped out. I can safely go in with Anchorage here. So I'll ship those. It's Anchorage. Just go sideways. I think just pump Anchorage here. Smithy's great. Alright. See what he's got. That's fine. Terras, not a big deal in this deck, really. He's been holding it the whole time. He's at 9. He's got mana up. I could just flip the bricks now. Like, if I flip, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I had 1 more mana, I'd feel really good about flipping bricks, but... Because then I could just hold up Get Lost, and then I feel fine. Little hesitant to use my Anchorage here. I can still go Anchorage and Smithy, though. I mean, that's not a terrible play. I really feel strongly about holding up the Get Lost, though, because... Again, if he plays Zur, and he starts to animate stuff, it's really hard for me to win in those situations. Zur is a very powerful engine. I think let's just start by going sideways and just seeing what he does. He's pretty low. I don't really need to commit more than this Memory Guardian to his face. Yeah, he's going to play Leyline. That's fine. And I'll just play the 1,000 Moon Smithy. So now I'm presenting lethal. So he really has to do something here. He just got his blue mana, but he can't actually play Zur. So he needs to do something right now. And I actually have lethal in a couple different ways. So I can just, like, if he gets rid of Memory Guardian or the Gnome, I can just flip. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, just flip this, and I will be able to cast my Memory Guardian, which is huge. So unless he has a second Sunfall. Which is possible. Could very well have a second Sunfall. Overlord. Okay. I don't think that saves him. He can animate the thing. We'll decline that trigger. Yeah, just play Anchorage. So he takes 2 to 4 here. And he dies? No, he doesn't die. He has a removal spell. That's fine. So he must have Zur in hand, which is kind of bad for me. Yeah. Zur sucks. I don't see any other thing that he could have here, right? But he doesn't have Zur. Okay. Oh, he has Sunfall. I mean, I'm going to go sideways. Does he have 2 removal? Does he have 2 ley lines or something? What's he got? No, he's just dead. Domain. This is a hard matchup for us. All right, rank up. Diamond tier 1. Can we get to Mythic? It's a great question. Fantastic question, really. All right. Let's get back in there. Diamond tier 1. Doing pretty good. I cannot believe that I won that game. Well, the first round was like not a keepable hand at all, and somehow I got super lucky. I just like really needed to respond to that message. I'm sorry. That was very annoying. This is a fine hand. That's fine. Okay, so he's playing Golgari. which is surprisingly a good matchup for us. It doesn't make sense. It really feels like it should be a horrible matchup for us, but I think it's one of those things where it's just like our late game is just like bulletproof if we can get it going. I'll take that. That's fine. We trigger our synthesizer. So 1, 2. So Memory Guardian will cost 2. Yeah, it's not great. It's fine though. We're not gonna scoop. Just gonna add that. That's cool. Sure. You know, it's one of these things where like he is just running all the hate, and we're just gonna keep playing our stuff, and eventually I will grind him to a dust. But he can just tempo us here. We have so many. This is the thing. It's really weird. We have a lot of threats to deploy that they must interact with. So it's a very odd situation, but Golgari is shockingly one of my better matchups. But right now it's not looking great. He did draw all the stuff. I mean, he's got all the things right now. There's not a lot I can do about that. He's got another throwback. Yep. Goes for the Smithy, which I find to be fascinating that they always do that. It's like I am not even close to flipping it, but, you know, c'est la vie, baby. Okay, does he have more artifact and enchantment here? I mean, there's really, if he does, like what, literally what can I do? No, I'll just take 3. Wow, not what we needed to draw for sure, but I can hold up 3 steps, and that's not terrible. Don't be a fucking pussy, man. You're such a pussy. Go sideways. Commit. Do something. Literally do something. Exile that. Give me this. If I go sideways here, how fucked am I? Right? If I go sideways, am I dead? Probably not against Golgari. I mean, unless he plays Shelly. If he plays Shelly, I'm dead. I just want to start getting the damage in, but I have nothing right now. Really, I have nothing, but I don't know if I can win this game if I don't go sideways. So I need to start punching. Just hope that he can't deal with this, but he probably can. I mean, he's playing Golgari. He probably has something. So not dead if he plays removal. You know, it's not dead. Can always block with Hovership, but it's not looking good if I do have to do that. Pixie, sure. It's fine. Really doesn't bother me. It's like totally okay. I mean, he didn't even attack. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, but what? The snare? Okay. I wouldn't have gone for that personally, but that's fine. Steel Seraph. Sweet. So here is a really random, rare situation where we actually just play it as the 5/4 flyer. I think we just go lifelink. Yep, that's cool. Happy to just gain some life here. Tithing Blade. Give him my Hovership. Oh, whoops. Resolve. There you go. Get to Manifest Dread, that's fine. I would much rather have one of these two guys. I mean, give him a 2/2. Again, the 2/2, most of the time it's not relevant. Looks like it was pretty good. It's probably Thrun. Okay. Well, sure. Yeah. I'm not really sure what his deck is, if I'm being... You're not even going to attack, dude? Are you kidding me? Go sideways. Go kill me. Please kill me. But he probably has Thrun. Yeah, it's... I mean, when he deletes all your stuff, it's... There's not a lot we can do there, is there? I don't know what my opponent is doing, though, so... Yeah, I don't get anything. Did he intentionally put Thrun in the graveyard, or like what is he doing here? It's fine. I'm just gonna scoop, and we're gonna move on to the next game where I can adequately sideboard against this opponent who unfortunately does have a deck that is just catered to destroy my deck. So that is a bit unfortunate. Why is this so small? Am I crazy? Look how tiny these are. These aren't normally this tiny. Okay, there we go. That was weird. Yeah. So against this opponent, what do we do here? He's got Shelly. I mean, he's just got all the stuff. He's got a weird Golgari build where he's like running Nurturing Pixie, Tithing Blade. Like he's just got weird random shit. So Snare is bad. Hovership's really good against this opponent. It's tough, man. I don't really know. Split Up, does that even do a lot here? I don't know. Not really. Don't actually care about Split Up that much here. Does Exorcise do a lot here? No. But Get Lost, probably. Can hit Elish Norn with Get Lost. Or 3 steps. He's got Thrun. Sure. We'll try it. It's tricky when their entire deck is just like delete artifacts. Very weird build, but you know, I guess it works. Okay, I'm mulligan that. Not a good hand. I think I just ship Anchorage here. It's a little, can be a little slow against an opponent like this. I will probably draw into a land. We have an extra draw here. That's a great draw. Okay, bricks. Go get the land. Hovership is nice. There's not a 2-drop that I really care about drawing into. I mean, I could draw into bricks, but probably just crack it. If he deletes either one of these, that's great. Let's draw a card. Okay, Anchorage. We've got Fountainport. I mean, honestly, it might be worth just like Fountainporting, right? It's got the mana for the yep. Just play Fountainport and I'm just gonna start making fish. He's got Maelstrom Pulse or something in his hand. He's just kind of waiting for me to commit. So I'm not going to. I want him to tap out. Bright Glass Gearhulk. Well, that sucks. It's also not the worst thing ever. We have Hovership. You can't, like, do a ton with the Gearhulk other than just get the fucking, the 1-drop Goldbane Hydra. Okay. Is that a thing? Is this a combo or something? Goldbane Hydra. Is this a combo piece? Huh. What could you do? Literally, what can you do right now? It's your instep. Oh, you have to discard. Okay, let's just play Hovership. Sure. Go in with the fish. But now I can Glyphbridge. I'm a little... Is this good? I mean, it is going to be a 4/4 right now, which is a lot. It's not the worst play. Throwback. That's good. Just getting those out of the way. What could he play on 1? You know? What's he got cooking up for 1 mana? Mills a Maelstrom Pulse. Sweet. I'll just play Smithy here. Force him to do something. He's got to start using some of his pieces here, right? Some interaction. He's just holding up his cards. Want him to commit. Play another Frillback or something, you know. Like, do something. Getting Goldbane Hydra with the Bright Glass Gearhulk. That's kind of an interesting move. Yeah, I don't know what that was for. Didn't seem very good. It's not like you get the ETB trigger. Sorry about that. Goes for the block. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool block there. Maelstrom Pulse does nothing. I mean, there's really not like... Yeah, there's not a ton that he gets here that's like actually that good. He's got the lady. He's got the lady. Which is bad. Sure. Just take 5. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Yep. Like this. Yep. And take it. All right, do something. So he gets tapped treasures, notably. So you can't really use them this turn, right? Does he run board wipes? That's the real question. He has Maelstrom Pulse. He's got at least one of them in the graveyard. Yep. Right now he's still dead. Right now he's still super, super dead. Yep. Doesn't do a lot. Probably want to get one of these. These are stronger. Yep. Here you go. And I think you are still very dead. One, two, three. You have 20 damage coming at you. Yep. So yeah, this was my point that I was trying to get at before, which is like that first game, yeah, that looked bad. It looked bad for me, but for whatever reason, this is like actually a fine matchup. You just got to play it differently. They don't. The thing is with the Golgari deck, it doesn't have like kill power. We can stall. We can like wait for them to just like pick things off, and then deploy a really big swingy turn, all in one go. So that's kind of how you have to play this. I'll mulligan this hand. All right, this is fine. Just ship a Memory Guardian here. I think we're kind of far away from that. I think just go get a... Honestly, go get a Plains here. Draw a card. Bricks. That's pretty good. Play bricks. Go get a Plains. Play it. So this is why I like bricks and the Fountainport Bell. It just like keeps my lands really, really consistent. Double Mosswood Dread Knight. Could just play Hovership. Kind of want to play Fountainport Bell. It's not a great, like, not drawing a land here does blow, but we can get our This is a cool part about Bell. So I'm going to do it. But I don't have a great follow-up play. Like, we just take damage here. But that's fine. I'll probably commit a little bit more to the board. But I'm going to at least go get my island, crack, and draw it, and play it. So that's the beauty of the Fountainport Bell. It's very similar to clay-fired bricks in that way. But, yeah, I'm just going to pass because I'm going to wait and see if he commits more here. And the question is, do I block? Sure, that's fine. So this only stops ETB triggers, right? I'm gonna gain some life. Draw a card. Give you that. Here you go. Enjoy. Did I just play Thousand Moon Smithy? It will be 3/3. Make my Memory Guardian cost 2, so the next turn I can play a 3-drop and the Memory Guardian. This isn't a big threat. Let's just play this. He will most likely try to get rid of this. So this is kind of like removal fodder. And 6 isn't a... Like, I can deal with 6. That's fine. It's not a big deal. But yeah, see? It's 5... But I can exile that with the Hovership. So it's really good I didn't play Hovership there. I think we just don't block. So 6... Go down to 9. I think it's fine. I think it's fine going down to 9 here. Okay. So, yeah. Hovership, Guardian. See ya. Guardian. Now, the question is, do we attack? He could have another Gold Vein Hydra. If he does, like, let's say, what's the worst case scenario? He plays a land, Gold Veins for, what is this? 6? So he's got 6, 7, 8, 9. I can block. Gold Vein would be bad, but I just block with Memory Guardian. And then I don't die. And it's not great, but it's... But I also keep my gnome alive. And then... He's down. I play a Steel Seraph, I get life back. What's the worst case scenario that can happen here? How can I lose? Gold Vein Hydra plus removal is maybe the worst thing that can happen, but he doesn't have efficient removal, and I don't think he will have enough to kill me. But he'll have 6 on board already, so I guess he could Gold Vein Hydra for at least 3 and play a 2-mana removal spell and kill me. I think we just pass. Because I can, if I wait, I can play Steel Seraph, and this is like, essentially, I'm gonna survive this turn. Like, I'm likely to survive this turn. Like, Gold Vein Hydra is not great, so I'm just kind of scared of getting hit really hard with the Gold Vein Hydra. Okay, we're good. We're chilling. Thrun is good. Yeah, Thrun is a card. I don't mind taking 5. 5 is fine. We can gain it back. Okay. We'll decline that. We'll play this. Play this. Lifelink. Yep. That's cool. That's fine. I gained 7. 7 is a lot. Thrun doesn't have haste. And it only has indestructible on his turn. Which is important. Yeah. The nice thing is we have the exact same play next turn, but I plan to flip the Thousand Moon Smithy here if we can swing it, and then we will get a giant gnome, we'll get a memory guardian, and another Steel Seraph, and that will be just very hard for my opponent to interact with. That's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Now, if he has an interaction piece for the Steel Seraph, well, that's also not great, but yeah, so I can't flip Thousand Moon Smithy here, but that's fine. 3 mana. Oh, I was like, he's going for clay-fired bricks? Okay, he's not going for clay-fired bricks. Okay. So, play this guy again. Play this guy. Lifelink, lifelink. Yep. It's a lot of life. It's a lot of life right now. And now we have a large clock in the air, and he blew his Maelstrom Pulse on the Guardian. Maelstrom Pulse on Steel Seraph definitely would have been better. He could have another one. I mean, that would suck as well if he had a second Maelstrom Pulse. Very likely he can do that. He knows that when I flip Thousand Moon Smithy, the game's basically over, so he is thinking about that. I'm not blocking. It's not a good block for us anyway, right? He's not playing anything, so, I mean, if you got something to play, I think now is when you play it, right? Yep. Goes for the Smithy? I don't know about the Smithy. I wouldn't do that. I'd go for something else, personally, but I mean, you're about to die. Okay, okay. That seems more appropriate. I don't know if, again, I don't know if I would go for this. I'd probably get rid of the gnome, right? But I don't know. I don't know what to do if I'm my opponent here. I don't know what his hand looks like. Tithing Blade? Okay, sure. So I'm going to crew the Hovership. Give you that. There you go. Have fun. Enjoy. Bricks. Bricks is good. Get my last planes out of my deck. Play it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He's literally 1 away from lethal. That is so annoying. No, he's not. He's dead. Because I can copy any of my artifacts. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to copy this. Make a guy. And he dies. Boom. Go Golgari. That's, again, a randomly good matchup for us. I wouldn't say it's a great matchup for us, but, like, doesn't make sense that I should have a good matchup there. Really, the main thing is that we can just deploy so many threats against our opponents that it's just so hard for them to actually interact with us in a meaningful way. That's what I've discovered. In all of the, like, the Golgari decks, I think the problem is they don't know how to like, they objectively have a really good deck against us, but I have yet to encounter a Golgari opponent that correctly identifies the threats that we have, because we have so many, right? I have so many good targets for artifact hate, and they run so much of it. It's kind of overwhelming, I think. It's like, what do I run? Or, like, what do I target with my stuff? I think that's really the main issue with the Golgari decks. They're kind of just struggling to identify the threats. So if you're a bad player, I don't want to say bad, but, like, maybe if you just don't understand the deck that I'm playing, because for whatever reason, people still are not queued into Synthesizer. I don't know why. I think they just are scared of it because the format is so fast right now. I think here I'm gonna put that island on top of my deck, so that's good. I'll just play this. I want to draw it. I want to draw the island. You want to counter my Market Gnome? Sweet. Oh. Okay. All right, he's playing Oculus. So this is a easy sideboard plan for us. Matchup isn't too bad. It's not the worst, but, like, yeah, the fact that, okay, he doesn't have the animate yet, so that's good. But I mean, he's got the Oculus, so kind of have to just hope we don't die here and hope that we can go off faster than my opponent. Snare. Literally rather have Hovership because I get to exile his thing, so. It's really digging for the reanimate spell. Okay. Let's just deploy a second synthesizer and see what he does. He's going to counter it. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to say pass. That's why I didn't want to play Smithy, because the Smithy will kill him faster than a synthesizer will. Recommissions Jin. Not awesome. Pretty bad, really, if we think about it. But Jin versus Oculus, I'd rather deal with a Jin than an Oculus. But we have Snare, so, I mean, we're not dead. But he can bounce it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff he can do here. But I get to play this and Memory Guardian, which is sweet. So give me that. And play this. Get 2 triggers on Synthesizer. And now I'm presenting lethal, actually. Because if he doesn't do anything against this, I will kill him next turn. So, helping hand, double helping hand, double Oculus, big bummer. Does he snare my guy? No, he just bounces the thing back to my hand. That's cool. But he's tapped out. He's out of mana. Sweet. Okay. Play this. He's not going to kill me this turn. I will take 10. He's got a block. And the hope is that I get to tap my guy. I mean, honestly, is it even worth tapping my guys down against this opponent? Probably not, because I'm going to die pretty quick. But the sideboard playing against this guy is super easy. So, like, if we don't lose here, then we're looking pretty good. The Oculus is really good at just deploying, like, blockers, though, right? I mean, that's kind of the annoying part about Oculus. It just makes blockers like crazy. But we can make attackers like crazy. That's the thing. We can deploy so many threats. Oh. Split up's pretty good. What do we do here? This is a very legit question. Do I tap my guys down? He has a 11 for Jin. Wow, what do I do here? He's got the 2 Oculuses. I think I have to decline this trigger. I can't even play my 1000-man Smithy. But what I will do is go sideways with my guys. He has to block. Mm-hmm. That's fine. I think I just play split up. I did this wrong. But I have to do it. That was the worst thing I could have done, but and I should have went sideways with the gnome. That was very dumb of me. He just needs a bounce off. Or that soul partition works. Yep. Okay. So that didn't matter, I guess, did it? He still had it. That's tricky. So Snare is fucking terrible against his opponent. Hovership's really good. Obviously, rest in peace. Glyphbridge, not amazing. Split up isn't even that good against this opponent, is it? I mean, it wasn't that good then. I like Exorcise. Exorcise hits all the things that are important. Okay, let's try that. Yep. Okay. So Fountainport Bell, turn 2 is actually pretty decent here, because what I can do is do this, play the bell, put this island on top. Do I just play both? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yep. That's cool. Would really love Rip. Right now, Rip would be great. But we can just exorcise his thing. Sure. Chart. Oh, he's exercising my thing. Well, that's cool. I'll play this. Get a plains. Exorcise or Memory Guardian? Probably just Memory Guardian. Wait for him to commit. He's gonna get a Jhin. That's fine. We can just kill it. Mm-hmm. Yep. He gets a Jhin. It's fine. Double white. He's got another exercise on his hand. Do something. Cool. So, good news, nothing to reanimate in his graveyard. He does have an Oculus in there. I have another exercise. It's very convenient. But he's just going to exercise my Simulacrum, so, I mean, that sucks, but it's also fine. Yep. It's not the end of the world. Cool. All right. Do I want to crack my Fountainport Bells? Or do I just want to go in with... Well, I can't go in with Anchorage. Let's crack these. Let's start drawing. Okay, sure. Play that. All right. Bit. Spell Pierce. Interesting. Sure. It's too late for that. The only thing you can counter is a board wipe that I don't have. Oh, I guess, and Thousand Moon Smithy. That's about it. Sure. Okay. You can counter my clay-fired bricks. Oh, wait, you can't. Draw. Give me something good. That's not good. All right. You are on a 1-turn clock. You got to get rid of my guys or play 2 blockers. What you gonna do, bitch? Start a course. Down to 2. That's good. He's in Anchorage range now. All right. Yep. He scoops it up. Didn't even draw my good shit, so that's good. I'm just going to run it back. Sweet. That's a super keep right there. Optimal draws. Okay. Yeah, Fountainport Bell is pretty good. I like this card a lot. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's cool. It's all fine with me. See ya. Bye-bye. Rip. Damn, Rip is so good. Oh, man, why'd I mill? Okay, you got a Memory Guardian. Who cares? Play Clayfire Bricks. You gonna counter that? No, of course you're not. Because you don't want to counter my bad spells. See? And that's why Clayfire Bricks is pretty good. Yep. Crack this. So good. Clayfire Bricks. Can you counter that? Nope. Go get my land. It's like he doesn't even want to play his cards anymore. It's like he's not having fun. That's why I like Rip is so good. I don't even bother. I'm telling you, don't even bother with the artifact ones. They're not that good. Just play Rest in Peace. It's so much better. They just have to deal with it, and if they don't, look, he's got a Jhin. It does nothing. Play this. Play Clayfired Bricks. He's got a counter spell in his hand, so, I mean... I think he just has Spell Pierce. That's the thing. I'm 99% sure he has Spell Pierce in his hand. That's cool. Thing is, I slowed him down significantly. Alright, let's try to play this. We're out of Spell Pierce range. Excellent. Can't Spell Pierce that. Let's go Vigilance. It's cool. Yep. This is an easy matchup for us. Again, Rest in Peace on the sideboard just shuts him down. We are almost like... I'm almost a Mythic. If I can win this next game, we'll be in Mythic. So, fuck it. Let's ride. You know? Let's see if we can do it. Alright. Bit. Okay, Zippy, huh? This looks like a good hand. Pretty hard to go wrong with a hand like this. Okay. I will decline the trigger. We have Clayfired Bricks. We've got plenty of mana. Sure. This card is so good. I'm actually kind of blown away at how good Fountainport Bell and Clayfired Bricks are. It's actually a little crazy how good these cards are. He's playing Golgari. The question is, what do we play here? I feel like I just play Synthesizer. Kind of hope he just commits more to the board. He has no idea that I have Split Up. But it might be worth just playing Split Up here. want him to try and commit more. I mean, if I play synth here, there's a good chance that he just tries to like play a bunch of garbage and kill me. Yeah, throwback, that's not awesome. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Just play split up. Sega. Sure. Gets a land. Comes in for 3. Let's draw a card. Frillback into Vivian, not the best. Not gonna lie, that's not awesome. Could play Smithy. You can just destroy it. I mean, Vivian sucks. Yeah. There's no good options here, is there? I mean, yeah, not a little too short on the mana side to make any good plays. Gets frill back off the top. Okay, let's scoop it up. Let's go to the next round. So, yeah, get lost for sure. Exorcise, I don't actually think Exorcise does a lot, but get rid of the snare. Hovership's dece. Glyphbridge is also fine, but I think I like the counter spells more. Could have Thrun. But yeah, we'll just get rid of Glyphbridge and probably just go down on one of these. Okay. Try that. At the end of the day, he's playing a creature-based thing, but with the lands, like the land that he has to animate, that's a big win condition for the Golgari opponents. Okay, this is good. Probably just start Anchorage. Thankfully, we have the Get Lost for the Vivian if he plays that, so it's not too bad. Okay, drew land, so I'll just play both of these. Let's decline the trigger, just play another one. Yep. That's cool. Red Knight. Sure. Play Synthesizer. Sweet. Excellent stuff. He gets one draw, and that's fine. One draw is fine. We've already deployed too many threats. Let's see, like throwback doesn't matter anymore. It's gonna go for a synthesizer, I bet. Yeah. It's too late. Get lost. I feel like I just want to hold Get Lost. I'm gonna crack this. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Just hold Get Lost. Okay. Gotta play a demon. Which means he's still dead. He dies to his own thing. Yep. Like, he has to play a demon. Yep. So, I don't know if that was the correct move, or if he just didn't think about it. Now that I know he's playing Annex, I don't know. Do I change up my sideboard? Because I could bring an Exorcise. I mean, like, Get Lost is still very effective against this opponent. Maybe just ditch Split Up, though. I feel like just ditch Split Up for Exorcise and go with that. Yeah. All right, let's lock in here. Lock in. Okay, sure. A decent hand. Got the Exorcises. Turn 1 Llanowar Elves. Well, it's not amazing. It's not ideal, but I also don't have any artifacts or anything that's really that relevant. So, give me a Plains. Draw a card. Thank you. Perfect. What happened there? That was odd. I'll just exercise that. See ya. Okay. That's why Exorcise is good. It hits all of his important stuff. Sure. It's got 3. Red Knight. In for 1. See ya. Gnome. There you go. Question is, what do we do with all that? Do I exercise the token? Or do I exercise the thing? 6/6 flyers, kind of a lot. I will just play my cards first and then decide on the next turn what I should do. Because I have a big guy myself now. And I don't mind taking 6 in the air this turn. It's not awesome. Got a lot of mana he's working with. I think that kind of solidifies my choice. Yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna come in for 6. It's fine. Yep. Yeah, that's good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So play this. Exile that. See, just exile that too. I don't mind that he's gonna draw a couple extra cards. I just kind of have to keep him at bay, right? Deadly cover up. Not amazing. Not gonna lie, it's not awesome. can come in with Anchorage and can activate Fountainport. Okay, let's start getting in there. I get a map. I'm going to play this. Decline the trigger. Okay. So, I mean, I got lethal on board. Just got to do something. Throwback? Okay. Yep. Get my 8/8. It's also fine. I think I still have lethal here. Oh, no, I don't, because he's going to see 4 life. Okay, crack this. Down to 10. So I can do... Oh, that's interesting. So if I flip bricks, I've got 6 in the air. 6 in the air. Don't have enough to flip both. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a little tricky. I mean, the other move is just cast Steel Seraph, hold up 3 steps. I mean, if we cast Steel Seraph and we just crew our hover ships, like, that's still a fine play, so I'm going to do that. Like, I think this is the appropriate play. And I'm going to hold up... I think the move is hold up 3 steps. Let's just go lifelink. That's cool. I mean, we just want our life total to be as high as possible against this opponent. So yeah, if I flip bricks and he doesn't play a flyer... Okay, he plays a flyer, but I'm going to counter it. Okay, I'm going to counter it, and I'm going to draw 2 cards. I have a lot of ways of just killing him right here, but if he doesn't interact... He's got to do a lot. On 2 mana, it's basically impossible. I mean, he's pretty much fucked. Yeah, I've got him. Easy. Easy peasy. Does he scoop it up? Can you scoop? Nope. Okay. Woo! And there you go. And mythic rank with my artifact brew. So I think that, I don't know, man. Artifacts, they're back. They're in standard. I really feel like they're strong. I don't know if this proves it, but I have been experimenting with this build for a long time. And yeah, this is a pretty fun, sweet deck. Where am I at rank wise? Oh, we got an achievement. The achievements. So where are we at? First of all, let's claim our achievement, and then boom. Oh yeah, got the thing. Hell yeah, got the emoji. And anyway, where are we at? How do I check my fucking profile? 94%. Not great. Not great. There you go. Mythic rank. Okay, I think that's a good place to end this. So thanks for watching.